Hello friends, how are you doing? In this video, let's discuss the I-134 concerns, the issues around I-134. Anything you can think about the I-134 or any question that you have regarding this document, I'm going to handle it in this video. Let's first of all begin by understanding what it is or what it stands for. The Form I-134, that famous document, is just one of the ways that you can use to prove to a consulate or a US embassy that you are able enough to support yourself, to sustain yourself once you land in the United States. And I've said one of the ways because you can as well use an alternative way to prove this, and that is through presenting a bank statement showing enough savings that can take you through. So, whichever means you use to support this, either an I-134 or presenting the bank statements, either of those, they are called affidavit of support. So you present a document to prove that you are able to sustain yourself without becoming a public charge. A public charge simply means a person that is not able to support himself or herself and therefore demands for public participation in supporting him or her. And that is what the United States government does not want its immigrant to be. Now, is it a must that a DV lottery winner have this document? First of all, let's understand this, that the affidavit of support is normally requested for those visas which are filed for other individuals. If someone is filing for a visa or for a green card for you, then that individual will have to present an affidavit of support to show the embassy or the consulate that they will support you financially as you begin life in the US. Therefore, for DV lottery, which is not a sponsored visa, no one is sponsoring you. No one is filing that green card for you. It is a lottery by the government, and you have played the lotto and you have won. Therefore, no one has filed the green card for you. And in this case, for the DV lottery, the affidavit of support is nothing needed. And therefore, you will not find any clause in any law that regards the DV lottery that requires you to present an affidavit of support. It's not a requirement. It's not among the rules. But wait, some embassies, they normally request this. Even if it's not in the law, they normally request this. It's like they have made it a part of the law, though not formally. Other embassies will not request you for an affidavit of support, e.g. the Sydney Embassy. Sydney Embassy rarely asks for it. In fact, in almost all cases that goes through the Sydney Embassy, they are not requested for that. Now, if you fall in those countries whose embassies request you for that affidavit of support, then it is a must that you have it. But if you come from those countries whose embassies will not request you, they don't have that habit of requesting for the affidavit of support, then you might not need it. And before I continue, that is the reason as to why I normally encourage people to have one of these, just in case they are requested for it. And this is because if an embassy goes ahead and requests you for an affidavit of support, the I-134, and you don't present it, or you don't come with a bank statement to show the affidavit of support, if you are unable to present the affidavit of support, then you can get your visa refused. They don't refuse you the visa directly. They will first of all give you the 221G visa refusal to give you time to present the affidavit of support. And once you present it, then they will proceed with your case. But if you are totally unable to issue that document at the time that is needed, and you entirely fail to provide it, and it has been requested, then you will be refused the visa. It is also important to note this, that some consular officers will gauge your career experience. If you have rich career experience, strong career background, then they might not ask you for an affidavit of support. So sometimes it may depend with your experience, with how fast can you get a job in the US based on your work experience, for them to know whether to request you for the affidavit of support or not. Some embassies have behaved so. Which document exactly are you supposed to present if you are requested for affidavit of support? Is it an I-864 or an I-134? The answer is that it is an I-134. And in an earlier video, I presented the instructions, the DV interview instructions for the DV Lottery 2020. And in that document, they have clearly outlined that they need the I-134 for the DV cases for an affidavit of support. So it is I-134 and not I-864. I-864 is used for individuals that are filing a green card for someone. For example, the family-based visas. Because I-864 is much more legally binding than I-134. I-134 is normally used for temporary visas, meaning just temporary support. But since the DV lottery is not a kind of a visa that is filed for, then you don't need either of the two. But just for the sake of affidavit of support, they normally ask for an I-134, a less legally binding version. That is the I-134. And then the other thing that you need to understand is that the form I-134 can come from anybody that is in the United States. No one who is outside of the United States can give you I-134. It is impossible. Only individuals in the United States. And it must not be someone that you know. It must not be your relative. It must not be your close friend. It might be anyone that is willing to give it to you, to use it as an affidavit of support. Finally, if you want to fill that form correctly, I have a video right here showing you correctly how to fill that form. And do you have any other concern regarding the affidavit of support? Feel free to ask it on the comment section, and I'll go through the comments to answer each one of you regarding the Form I-134 and affidavit of support. Thank you guys for sticking around. This video is important for you. Please don't forget to like the video and also subscribe if you have not subscribed. And also put the notification bell on. That is important so that you will get notified of every video that I put here for you. Let's meet in the next video.